I'm Davy, and I'm awesome, and welcome to Davy's Awesome Movies, where I recommend and review movies that I love. Alternative, B-rated, cult-style flicks. So, in the past I've reviewed the awesome movie Hell Comes to Frogtown, the not-so-awesome movie Return to Frogtown or Frogtown 2, depending on which copy you pick up. Now I'm going to be reviewing the third, and let's hope final installment, of the Frogtown movies, The Toad Warrior. Made in 1996 and directed by Donald G. Jackson, who directed the first two movies but is now going by Maximo T. Bird, and also directed by Scott Shaw, the one playing Max Hell in this movie, and it was also written by Donald G. Jackson, aka Maximo T. Bird, and Scott Shaw. Keep in mind, Scott Shaw, writer and director, is also the one playing the lead in this movie. That's very important to remember. And this film was released by Tag Entertainment. The movie opens with not Sam Hell, but Max Hell. And it opens with a landing. And some toad warriors attacking a female. So judging by that one toad warrior in the shorts, apparently the mutation now only affects from the neck up. So Max Hell springs into action. Yeah. I mean, the fighting is better than the last movie, I guess. Your sound effects are a little off. The female, by the way, is Agent Glory, played by Jill Kelly. I'm very sure my brother, the film bestie, knows who that is. A truck pulls up for Gloria and Max, and while driving, and the two in the front don't seem to notice.
You okay back there, Max?
Or don't care.
Why don't you lose that samurai and you and me go out, baby?
And it was at this point in the movie that it was confirmed. I'm gonna hate this movie. And this didn't help.
Why don't you do a little dance for me on this desk here? There you go.
And here I thought they got kind of lazy in the last movie by just spray painting some of the toad people green. This one, the only part about her is a face that's obviously just like a Halloween-style mask. We then see a couple of female scientists.
You see, it was Mickey O'Malley. Oh, I see.
They're so British. After a rousing discussion where the student scientist, Miss Squashbottom, determines that one of the liquids is in fact yellow. I'm not making that up.
What colour is that, Miss Cushbottom? Yellow?
We see this clip. And there's no point to that. But you're gonna see it again. Then we meet Master O'Malley, played by Joe Estevez.
I'm sure you're curious as to why I called for you.
Who is in fact the younger brother of Martin Sheen, uncle to Charlie Sheen, and Emilio Estevez.
Emilio!
And obviously his career didn't go as well as his brother or his nephews. Heck, judging by this movie, his career didn't go as well as his niece, Renee. He tells his secretary, Miss Cricket, to go pay a visit to Humphrey Bullfrog. Seriously? To tell him to pay O'Malley back.
Show him these.
Not the boobs. He pulls out a manila folder with photos of Humphrey Bullfrog and some tadpoles. Seriously? But when she pays the visit...
This is the only bread you're gonna get out of me, Dolly.
After she leaves, Humphrey Bullfrog hires Max Hell to go rescue Dr. Trixie T, the lead British scientist. You know, the smart one who already knows what yellow looks like. Because she's been kidnapped by O'Malley while she's working on a cure for this frog disease. Max takes the job. Miss Cricket takes the news to O'Malley that the only dough he is going to get is that croissant.
The only dough I was going to get was a croissant.
She then informs him that the pictures had no effect on him whatsoever, and then mentions that she walked by Max Hell.
Makes me green with envy.
Gee, I wonder what they're hinting at. It's okay though, because even though they're hinting that he's turning into a frog himself, they actually drop this part of the storyline right after this. So don't worry, you weren't about to get any kind of a twist ending. After this, there's a completely pointless scene where Max Hell is questioning Miss Squashbottom about where Dr. T might be. Honestly, the only reason I even mentioned this scene was it gave me a chance to say Miss Squashbottom again. Then we see Max in a bar.
My kind of frog.
And this is what happens when you're sitting around your friends and you're like, sure, I'll give you a part in the movie. Then we meet Agent Banner, who comes in and wants to join Max because she's good with weapons and needs the money. Something tells me this running sequence that they show throughout the entire movie over and over again wasn't actually in the script. They just went with it because they saw a cop and were filming without a permit. Then we see Agent Armstrong again.
Commander Armstrong, you sent for me?
Yes, Agent Spangle.
Well, Spangle's in this. That's the second time we're seeing this clip, foreshadowing it's not the last.
You sent for me, Commander Armstrong.
Yes, Agent Star.
So now we got all our agents. Banner, Glory, Star, and Spangle. There's a theme there. While walking... So apparently this movie had a $375,000 budget. And apparently they only spent $40 on costumes.
We want the frog serum.
What makes you think she would know where the serum is? For crying out loud, she's still learning purple.
You know me. I'm only in it for the money.
Yes, only the money, not because he's a Texas Rocket Ranger. By the way, you may be asking yourself at this point, okay, Max Hell, Sam Hell, is he supposed to be Sam Hell's brother or son, or are they supposed to be related in some way or another? Well, let me ease your mind right now. They don't address this at all in the movie. Then we meet Overlord Wartoad. That's his name.
Overlord Wartoad, greetings from the Frog Alliance.
He doesn't like Max because Max only kills for money.
To us, killing is our lives. It is our art.
You look like a starving Danny Trejo. Max encounters a couple of Toad women.
You are in off-limits territory. Once again, I will...
I guess. They don't explain that either. And these Toad women are harassing Swamp Farmer. Again, that's his name.
Do I look like the kind of person to mess with?
Sure. I mean, I'm sorry, you don't look like a badass. In fact, is that why you wrote the script this way? Because you wanted to portray yourself as a badass? Really? Not for nothing, but that would be like me writing a script and trying to portray myself as the heartthrob. Let's be realistic here. Max and the Swamp Farmer talk.
Trixie T? She was your ex-girlfriend.
Well, this dialogue doesn't seem at all forced. Max leaves and we see Overlord Wartoad talking to his apprentice about how he's gonna kill Max.
We're gonna chase him. We're gonna feed on him.
Then we see Max discussing with Armstrong that there's too many agents on this one case. Just give him Banner. And then...
Hey! Whoopee!
And somehow this doesn't hurt the reality of the movie. After some more filler, which is pretty much like 80% of this movie, Agent Spangle asks what happened to Agent Banner.
I don't know, some toad started making eyes at her and she ran off with him.
Well, that's one way to write the actress out of a scene. Then they pass a guard.
You're Max Hell. You're on the internet and you have your own page.
In '96, that was kind of a big deal. Although I find it hard to believe that they have the internet in a post-apocalyptic future. But hey, Scott Shaw got his ego stroked, so... whatever. I'm really not the one repeating this clip. This really is the third time they showed that clip in the movie. Then we see Agent Banner again. She's been captured, and they ask who sent her.
Your mother?
And his response to this is, well, fantastic.
How much is she paying you? Wait a minute, my mother didn't send you. Who's hired you?
Oh! Yes! Yes! 2 scenes later. So you're going after Max, but instead of trying to capture Max, you're just trying to capture the girls he's with. Why? Because Max is too badass for you to take? Sure.
I need to borrow your psycho road, Toad.
And then the Toad gives it to him because, well, he's just so badass. Sam finds a random girl. And then it went from day to night very quickly.
What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this? I don't really care.
Dude! Max makes it to O'Malley.
Didn't know you have her.
Well, all right. So I do.
Max is not just a badass, but he's quite the interrogator, too. Then we see Dr. T and Banner. Banner mentions that Max is her partner, and Dr. T says that's impossible, because Max never has partners.
No. Yes, he is.
No,
yes,
he's
he is. Yes,
No,
he
he's
is.
not.
Yes, he is.
No,
yes,
he's
he is.
not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Ladies! You're both stupid. Banner has an idea.
What are you doing now?
Shh. I'm trying to find a weak spot.
If you really need a weak spot, there's 3 glass windows. Max goes in to free Spangle and Banner.
Max, how'd you get in here?
Yeah, and why is all of a sudden Banner not with Dr. T anymore?
I've got my ways.
Ah, yes, he has his ways. The ancient art of inconsistent script writing. Max encounters a Toad soldier. Oh, Max, you're so badass you were able to get past his stand still and get sliced slowly style. They encounter another. Maybe your style isn't very effective. Dr. T is now telling Master O'Malley how to make her serum that will turn the frog people back into humans.
And then you shake it all up. No,
Yes, these are really her instructions.
and then you twist it.
Oh,
So you
and then
stop
twist,
twisting.
twist the eye.
And this leads, of course, to nothing.
Open down, and you're shaking it.
This is really not even the dumbest thing in this movie. Spangle, Banner, and Max get into a car.
Yeah!
That's the 4th time we've seen that same clip in this movie. And even though she has been gone for pretty much the entire movie, we see Agent Glory again.
You're late.
And she's with Overlord Wartoad. Max is now suddenly in the woods, because why not? And sees another Toad soldier. Maybe you guys should switch to the try fighting back style. Max meets up with Glory and asks her what she had stolen from her in the beginning. She tells him it was Dr. Trixie T's serum.
That's that serum that keeps humans from turning into frogs and stuff.
Yes, Max, you're not only the most badass person ever, but now you're all caught up. And I honestly feel like they put this dialogue in there to make sure that the audience was caught up, but that wasn't necessary. We were already caught up because we've been watching the movie. Which is why the audience is annoyed. After Forrest explaining to Max what we all, the audience, already know, she asks Max to help her. He says, "What's in it for me?" So she says 50%.
Or I can pay you back the way I used to.
Max decides,
I think I'll take the money.
this entire movie has the feel of like those movies they used to show late night on the USA Network. Like, you remember back in the 90s, like, they'd have movies on the USA Network. You were like, this movie is a softcore adult movie, but they cut out all the parts that would make it that, just leaving in the crappy, inconsistent story and the really bad dialogue. That's what this movie feels like. And now more driving. That's 5 times. Which makes me wonder, was the director just really that desperate to make this movie a 90-minute movie? 6 times. Then Max and Banner talk about losing the serum.
You're one to talk. You work for that camo-wearing egomaniac.
Then when you know it, then Banner is gone and Max is suddenly with Spangle.
You're one to talk. You work for that camo-wearing egomaniac.
Yes, this is the exact same dialogue through the entire scene that he just had with Banner, and he's now having with Spangle. So it's the exact same dialogue with 2 different actresses in 2 different locations and in 2 different scenes. It was like the director couldn't decide which one he wanted to use, so he was like, I'll just put both of them in. 90 minutes. Then
You're one to talk. You work for that camo-wearing egomaniac.
I really don't like this movie. Then after seeing that clip for the 8th time, they took the 3 scenes we just saw, the 3 scenes where he had the exact same dialogue with 3 different characters, They show all three again, just spliced together, complete with the ending of all of these scenes. Seriously, Scott Shaw? Seriously? Back to O'Malley.
The green vibrations.
What the frick? Okay. Max has gotten Dr. T. We didn't see him get her, but he has her. So then the movie's over, right? Nope, there's still more footage to reuse. See? Oh dear God, let's hope not. I thought you just said to be continued. As much as that sucked, at least, thank God, it's over. Oh wait, there is a post-credits scene. They just had to get it in one more time. That is the end of Toad Warrior. I know you're thinking, like, but wait, he didn't have his showdown with Overload War Toad, nor did he have a fight with O'Malley, or a fight with Humphrey Bullfrog. It just ended like that, like, okay, I got Dr. T and more filler footage that we're going to reuse, and done. And the thing is, this movie has Scott Shaw's ego all over it. Just ridiculously all over the movie. Like, seriously, like, later, Tommy Wiseau made The Room, and people were like, this is such an egotistical script, like, he just wrote it to make himself a heartthrob and make out with pretty girls and stuff. Well, don't give him any more crap, because that movie wasn't nearly as ego-driven as this movie. And at least that movie made a profit. It's a third installment, but with the exception of having a character in it named Spangle, it is in no way connected to Hell Comes to Frogtown or Frogtown 2. It doesn't even have the same feel of either of those two movies, even though those two movies were basically not connected either. And it's basically just 90 minutes of clips of Scott Shaw going, look how cool I am, and really just doesn't even have a story. It was, again, just like some nerd wrote a script for himself to make himself feel cool and tough and like a ladies' man. Some of you may look it up and go like, but in 2002, there's a fourth movie, Max Hell, the Frog Warrior. No, that's not a fourth movie. That is the exact same movie re-released with 10 minutes shaved off. Which means I really should have reviewed that one, because at least that would have given me 10 more minutes of my life back. Really, the only way you can enjoy this movie is by how horrible it is, by sitting back and just making fun of it with your friends. That's really the only way I see to enjoy this movie. It's really sad to say, but Frogtown 2 was better than this. At least that one had the Hulk. And thankfully, there has not been a new Frogtown movie since this movie in '96. I'm thankful for that, because this is the truth of it. Hell Comes to Frogtown is a good movie. It's low budget, the acting isn't stellar, but the story is cool. It's got a lot of action. It has Rowdy Roddy Piper and Sandal Bergman and Cantanella. The second movie was good in the sense of, like, this is so bad you can have fun watching it. This one, I didn't even have fun watching it because it was so bad. It was just like watching clips of look how cool I am. So I only recommend this movie as a way to, like, get together with your friends and see how many times you can get together and say, what the hell is going on here? But hopefully you enjoyed this review more than I enjoyed the movie. And if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you'll get notifications for when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think of this review. If you've seen this movie, tell me what you think of this movie. Love you guys.